So, Barbara, just tell me. I mean, what you have a lot going on right now. What do you still have to do here now?
Well, the funeral arrangements are made. So my next step is the temporary custody of the children.
They'll be with you still.
Yes.
Because they're quite young.
Yes, they're like their ages and everything, and this is the only life they know here. This is their family.
Yeah. And once again, how old are they?
6 and 8.
That's a lot for you to take on now.
It is, but like I said, they've lived with me for 2 years now. It's nothing new. And I raised children myself. They're no different.
Okay. How did you find out what happened? Did someone call you?
Jim, no.
By the way, Metro has still not called her.
Okay.
FYI. Not one person has notified her. But go on, except for the coroner.
Right.
Okay.
The coroner.
So were you waiting for him to come home that day?
Yes. He was. Jim was on his way home from Islamic Center from prayer time. On Friday is a holy day, and he was at the mosque, and he was on his way home to pick up the children. He was literally down the street on Jones Boulevard, just past Elkhorn. So he would be like 3 minutes from picking up his daughters.
And then when he doesn't show, you know something's wrong.
We got a phone call from the school
to pick up
the girls
because
that Jim did not come, and they called him on his cell phone, and there was never any answer.
Wow.
So I came to the school to get the girls, and I knew where he would be coming from. So I went from my house off Farm Road up to Jones, went down Jones toward Elkhorn, and I saw the police with the roped off intersections, both ends.
And you knew?
I knew.
Did you see his bike out there probably too?
No, actually everything was gone.
Oh, okay.
But when I saw the police there, I got out of my car, I parked, I got out of my car, and I was able to speak with one of the officers who was attending his patrol car at the block off. And he went on his police radio, and he admitted to me that yes, there was an accident, and a victim was taken to UMC Trauma Center.
So did you have to head over there?
No, I wasn't allowed to go there. I was never allowed to identify my son.
Right.
Because he didn't have a picture ID on him.
Okay.
And they wouldn't accept my description of my son or the circumstances where this happened. And they would not give any information at all to me because they didn't know who I was on the phone.
Different last name.
They told me I was not allowed to come down to look at the body. I said, but if you're trying to get an identification, I can see my son and tell you who he is right now. They said no. Finally, the coroner's office called me, and they told me, well, because I was giving my information, phone numbers and everything to everybody to please come back to me. So the coroner's office finally got that information, and the coroner's office called me. But the same routine, I was not allowed to do anything for identification purposes. They would have to send his fingerprints to the FBI and await verification from the FBI.
How are your grandkids taking everything?
They know their daddy's not home. They know their daddy's dead. The older one hasn't really said anything. She's keeping it all in. The little one, the 6-year-old, has asked me on numerous occasions if her daddy is buried yet. Is daddy buried yet?
She probably I wonder if she wants to see him. Yeah. Okay.
So, finally, Sunday evening, I got a call from the coroner's office that they got the fingerprint results back, and it definitely is my son.
And so then you could move forward. You knew anyway. I mean, you knew it was.
I said, I know it's him.
Yeah. He's not home, so.
Yes.
And this was another DUI.
Yes. And the person who killed him, I say killed, but he was murdered by a man driving, well, under the influence of I don't know what, out on bail from he had 2 previous already DUIs pending.
This is what the attorneys are telling you?
Yes, he's out on bail when he did this. That's why he was arrested at the scene, because he's driving an unregistered vehicle with no insurance. I don't even know if he had a driver's license.
Probably suspended.
But he was out on bail from a previous 2, not 1. And he has a long history. I don't know how long, but information that has been fed back to me. He has a long history of this until he finally killed someone. My son with 2 babies.
And you say murdered because...
I say he was murdered just as he drove right into him from behind.
In the middle of the day. It's
In
not
the
like
middle of the day, drunk.
What do you think about all this? I mean, we've had so many drunk drivers out here. I mean, I don't know what people...
It's hard to form the words to think of the situation, but this is a situation is not new. This goes on every day of the week, day in and day out. And the court or the legal system treating these people, it's like a revolving door. You're in, you're out, pay the bail, okay, this, that, go, have a good day. And off you go. Get behind the wheel again, go get drunk, and kill somebody. There's no punishment, no remorse, no. He doesn't have insurance, nothing. It's nothing.
And you'd like to think he's going to prison this time, but it took all these other times and losing your son.
Right. So maybe we'll see. We'll wait and see. I understand he has another court appearance in May, and that he is being held in jail now.
What would you want people to know about Jim?
My son was a kind, he adored, the word is adoration for his children, and likewise to them. Their daddy was every single thing to them. They were together, except from the time of them going out during the day for school. They were not apart, never apart.
And he was just coming here to pick him up?
Yes, he did that religiously every single day. He took them to their birthday parties. He took them wherever he could take them. His friend's pool party. He was everything. He was everything to them. Every single thing.
I wonder if it's not really set in yet with them since they're so young.
The only thing for them right now is they want to make sure that I'm taking them to school in the morning, and that I'm going to be there in the afternoon to get them.
Probably
That's
nervous.
what they make sure of every day.
What are their names one more time?
Their names is Lily is
Lily?
the oldest.
How do you spell that?
It's just Lili.
Lily. Okay.
And she's 8 years old, and she's in 3rd grade. And Yo-Yo, Y-O, is 6, and she's in kindergarten.
And I know you know how to take care of kids, but you probably think maybe at this point in your life you're not. So this is going to be something.
Well, I'm prepared to take care of them. I've been taking care of them. We all live together. Honestly, I'm mom. I'm mom to my son. I'm mom to my Patty, and I'm Nai, which is Chinese. I'm Nai to my granddaughters.
It's good that they can stay with you. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my plan. I'll die trying.
Do you think you will though? Do you want to go see this person in court? Do you want to look them in the eye and see this person?
When the time comes, oh yes.
Okay. See what he has to say. Not that it's going to matter, but I would still want to hear.
Right. Well, I see the picture on the television news with him standing in court, and he's just standing there. But that's the way these people are. He's not the only one that is in court on impaired driving and in these kinds of accidents and things like that. They just stand there.
Yeah. So you think
Like
that
it's-
our laws are what needs to change here to make this?
There needs to be some, I don't know what the exact laws are, first offenders or third offenders or what, but first offender, that should be it. You should know by this time that this is, we can't, how can we keep tolerating this as a society itself? To keep pouring these tragedies on us.
Do you want to say anything about your brother?
My brother Jim had a generous heart. He would do just about anything to help. He always remembered Mom, called her every Friday. When he was in China, every Friday.
Well, always throughout his life, because he traveled quite extensively through the United States with his work.
What did he do?
He was a computer analyst,
Okay, yeah, that gets
and
you
he worked. The job was with this company in this state. All right, that job is finished. That program, I did this. I created that. I got this set up. What's the next assignment?
Gotcha. But he always made sure he called Mom.
Every
Yes.
Friday night.
Yeah.
He was always in contact with me, no matter where he was, even while he lived in China for all those years. Every week.
While he was in China, he was a teacher.
Oh yes, go
He
ahead.
taught English and American history.
That's amazing.
He did that for 10 years.
In China.
Yes.
And then came back here. Are you guys from Las Vegas or no?
No. I'm originally from New York.
Okay.
Pat's from the.
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay. But you guys have lived here for a while, yeah.
Yes. We're here. Well, we moved here in 2011.
It seems like there's been a really nice community to help you guys out.
Well,
Amazing.
it's the school. Lynbrook is where we live. It is the Heckthorn Elementary School system here, who has come together as a school family because Jimmy was so popular with. That's the kind of person he was. He registered the kids from school, and he's active there.
Okay.
And this group of friends, because of the children in the same classes and things like that, are friends, and they're here every morning, gathered, and they're here every afternoon, gathered. And this group of people, and the school system, from the principal on down to every school teacher in here, have put together all this. I don't have to do anything. They're driving me to the lawyers, to this. They made contact with lawyers for me to see and what to do, but it's the school here should get the credit, and the principal himself for overseeing, and the PTO and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
They're incredible. They've been incredible.
That's good.
And Melanie,
Over there.
where is she?
Over there.
Talk about 5 stars.
Oh.
She's on the phone there now with something.
Helping you out though, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. It's important you have all that community support then. That's great. There's a lot of people, I mean,
I say this to them every day. I can't believe, it's hard to imagine the generosity and the love that has come out of this tragedy. People like talk about unknown angels in the world. Right here at this school.
okay.
So
Is there anything else you guys would want to add or you want people to know?
no, I don't think
The
so.
GoFundMe now is going to help bury him and help
Oh.
take care of the kids too, right?
Oh yes, that's the other thing too.
Okay.
It is, and I don't personally. We don't have anything to do with that. That is something also that they initiated
Good.
and are handling it all. I have nothing to do with it.
But that will help pay for his burial and
Yes, well, we'll see when everything
yeah.
comes together. But yes, there is a GoFundMe project in the works right now, and I think Melanie would have all the information there and everything.
Okay.
But I have nothing to do with it. Anything or whatever is done is strictly for the benefit of the girls, and see what else needs to be done right now for any services.
Because I'm sure he was. I'm good. I'm just talking now. Because I'm sure he's like the breadwinner, and so without him there, that might be tough.
Well, actually, Jimmy did not have a regular full-time job from when he returned to from China.
Okay.
He did freelance work
Okay.
here and there, mostly from home on his computer. He wrote articles and sold articles and
Okay.
different things. He earned some money. I'm not saying he didn't
Yeah,
do
right.
anything, because he did as best he could under the circumstances. One of the biggest problems was that because he had no work history here in America for the last 10 years.
Okay.
And that was the biggest drawback. But he did what he was able to do,
Yeah.
and always resourceful. I have to give him that credit. Always resourceful every day, doing something to whatever he was able to do.
Good.
But I am basic
Okay.
support service
Okay.
for the family.
So I didn't know if that was going to be another big hit for you. You know, if that.
Well, I've been that for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Patty has her own separate income, which she contributes from, into the household, and Jimmy just contributed whatever he could when he can.
Yeah.
But I have to say, basically, right?
But yeah, the GoFundMe will help the girls.